This is a small tutorial on using the Unicode input options which are available in the list display of the various Sanskrit lexicon dictionaries. Here I've opened up and have in a browser. This is a Chrome browser. The web page WebTC1 for the SKD dictionary, Shabdakalpadruma. Now I'm going to click the Preferences button and show that here I've already, because I was experimenting a moment ago, chosen the Unicode input method, and there are three options. I've chosen the Devanagari InScript option, and we'll just click OK. So now that's in play. Those two options, this one and the other Devanagari QWERTY option, are intended to be used with alternate keyboards that presumably are prevalent for some users, I presume primarily in India. And if you click this little icon representing a keyboard, it'll show you the assumptions about what keys on the keyboard mean what. So if you have a keyboard that's of this type, this InScript type, I believe that's the one we chose, presumably your keyboard looks like this. Mine doesn't, but I can use this little virtual keyboard to enter the data. So if I press the S, the Devanagari S, I get that. And now if I press this little key, which gives an A vowel with that, and then press the V key, that would be Seva. If I wanted it to be save with the half consonant V, then I would press this little Halant character here. But anyway, when I'm done, I can either press this enter, which presumably did it. Did it do it? No, it didn't. That didn't work right. So let's backspace that. I hit the backspace on my keyboard. Now press enter there. That's interesting that enter doesn't work the same way as it does when I press it in the field. Anyway, let me drag this out of the way. You can see the information for Seva is displayed. There's Seva in the middle. So that's how that works. Now, so you're not typing in any transliteration in this. You're typing in keys. If you don't have a keyboard that looks like this, then the only way you can know what keys to press are by using this little virtual keyboard. Now, let me mention another way that you can see Devanagari in the input area that doesn't use the same technique. So here, presumably the QWERTY keyboard would be this similar but different, and you can look at it and see what it looks like. So let me do something else. Let me go back and choose a phonetic keyboard input, but let me choose the input display to be Devanagari. I guess it already is because that's what it was just a moment ago. And the server display, that means when the server sends back stuff, it's supposed to be in Devanagari. So now let's choose, it's got the SLP1 phonetic input scheme. Let's choose instead Kyoto Harvard. So that's our settings. Phonetic Kyoto Harvard. The display of the input is going to be in Devanagari. and so is the stuff coming back from the server. Okay, so let's click OK. Now put this in here. Now you can still put up the virtual keyboard, I guess. Let's see what it does. Yeah, okay. This shows you, and it's not like the keyboard. It's like what codes correspond to what. In the transliteration, it gives you a mapping of the transliteration. So, for example, if you want to do a retroflex N, you type a capital N, and similarly capital letters for the other retroflexes. So that's the way Harvard Kyoto does it. So let's do. I'm going to type in DA capital N D A Dunda. Let's see if is that right? Is that the way you spell it? Yeah. No, I didn't spell it right. It should have been a retroflex D. Okay. So I'll back up. DA capital N capital D A. So I'm typing the Harvard Kyoto transliteration, but it's displaying it on the fly as Devanagari. It's translating that into Devanagari as I type. So so if you're familiar with the one of these transliterations, but would rather not see the transliteration in the input box, that's the way you can do it. So that's the end of this little tutorial.